Okay, in this video, I want to talk about the importance of reading the example in both in the reading and the listening paper. We're going to look at it in a reading paper for GCSE Spanish. This is based off of a higher level question. Now, in many cases, in all cases, the example will show you the format that it wants you to answer the question in. And it all too often, students don't follow that format and therefore drop marks unnecessarily. Even when they've got the answer right, if they don't put it in the right format, they won't get the mark. So it's really important that as you're reading through the questions and you know you have 5 minutes preparation time before each paper, you make sure you identify the format that you are expected to answer the questions in. So in this example here, this is based off of a reading task I've based this one that I've written here off of a higher level reading question. So you're reading an article about electric cars, and you've got to answer the questions below in English. Now, look at the example. Why are electric cars increasingly popular? The batteries are quick to recharge. You will see something like this and it will have the to recharge or charge there. So you want your answers have to include that to something in there. It's shown you that, therefore you should follow that structure. So if we look at the first one now, what is a good thing about electric cars? Again, bearing in mind that the example that the examiner has given you shows you that their example answer is why electric cars are increasingly popular. The batteries are quick to recharge. We're looking for a good thing about electric cars now. Again, we want that to something. The answer is this, and we're looking in the second paragraph now. We know as well we can follow the text through in chronological order. So we're going to be below the batteries being quick to charge. We know that as well. For this one, the information screen is easy to read. Again, to successfully get the mark, you would have to put the screen is easy to read. The text this comes from is un conveniente, según los usuarios, es que la pantalla de información es fácil de leer. It's the screen, the information screen, es fácil de leer. It's easy to read. That's that one. Number 2 now is, what is a disadvantage of electric cars at the moment? Again, now we've seen in the example, it's something to something. Again, in number 1, easy to read. So we've got quick to recharge, easy to read. So it's got to be something that's bad. And we're looking in the third paragraph now. And we should see here that the student, in order to get the mark, the student would have to write, they are difficult to buy. Debemos tener en cuenta, sin embargo, que son muy difíciles de comprar actualmente. Then the next information is relevant, but you don't need it for your answer, ya que hay muy pocas empresas que los venden, que son muy difíciles de comprar. So in this task, the examiner is expecting you to follow the structure they've laid out in the example. So I can't stress this enough. You must follow the example and follow the structure that the examiner lays out in the example.